there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittney Bundles, and today's video is going to go over a question that I got. I got this question via email, and the question is, how do I know if I've done enough for my hair business? So this question is complex, and I'm going to kind of break it down a little bit and explain my perception on it and what I recommend. If you do have a hair business, I suggest you watch the video through its entirety. If you do have any additional questions that you would like to see addressed on this channel, or any other content or topics, feel free to leave them down below or send me an email to btalks@yahoo.com. So without further ado, be sure to give the video a big thumbs up. Please make sure that you are subscribed, and let's get right into the video. All right, so the first thing that I want to touch on is in relation to, how do I know if I've done enough for my hair business, is self-reflection. So everyone has a different perception, and I'm going to be looking down at my notes here, and everyone's view is going to be different. So everyone's work ethic, everyone's motivation, everyone's strategy when it comes to business is completely different. So what I recommend is first self-reflecting, figuring out how well you feel about the work that you've contributed to your hair business. There would be times where people would say, you're doing a great job. I see the work that you're doing with your business, with YouTube, with this, with that. And, I think you're doing great. And, I understood what they meant. I understood the importance of giving compliments, and I really appreciated the compliment that I would receive, but I just didn't feel like I did everything that I could do. And so that was my indication that I needed to do more. When I say do more, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to, do any more in terms of marketing only, or do any more in terms of revamping your website. It really all depends on where you're feeling you're needing to sprucing up with, or what area you're needing to sprucing up in. There have been times where I felt like I needed to do more. However, everything on my task list was done, and everything was done pretty efficiently. However, I still wanted to do more. So at that point, I started to become creative and think outside of the box to see what else I needed to do, or what else I could do to push my business forward. Sometimes there are going to be things that you don't necessarily need to do with your business. Your business is running pretty efficiently and pretty well, but there are things that you could do to help it run even better. So it starts with that self-reflection, sitting down, thinking, and asking yourself, am I comfortable? Am I happy? Am I satisfied with the work that I have contributed to my business thus far? If not, then what can I do to make sure that I am feeling confident in the business and in the work that I've done thus far? Because ultimately, you're going to be the one that has to, I don't want to say deal, but pretty much you're going to reap the benefits or the consequences of your actions. So you do want to make sure, like I said, that ultimately you're comfortable and you're confident in the work that you have contributed to your business. Now, the second point that I do want to touch on is, have you made contact with potential prospects? There are a lot of hair companies that I've seen, and also companies that I've worked with, that are looking for more to do in terms of moving their business closer to their goals, whether it be revenue goals or website visitor goals or social media goals. And one thing that I do see pretty often is the lack of making contact with potential prospects. There's one thing to, it's one thing to market, it's one thing to advertise your products, but it's another thing to really step outside of your comfort zone. For some of us are really comfortable and confident speaking to different people, even complete strangers, and explaining the benefits and the value of our business. However, some of us still need to build up the confidence that we need in order to reach out and start communication with other people. So potential prospects and prospecting and looking at starting those conversations with people in regards to what you can do to service them and provide value in their lives based on your business can be done numerous ways. And sometimes we do have to think outside of the box. If you are looking at different things that you can possibly do, I've mentioned this in some other videos, you can look at social media as a way to get started. Reaching out, DMing other people, even leaving comments under people's posts, asking them to DM you. Sometimes that will bring interaction and spark engagement as well. So whatever you can do to start prospecting. Another thing that I have found to be helpful is going back through some of your old emails. If you've had emails before, people have asked you about different sales, and maybe at that point you weren't offering a sale, so you ask them to sign up for your email mailing list so that they will be notified when a sale comes. And let's say that you're offering a sale currently, or you're going to offer a sale next week, reaching out to those people, letting them know that, hey, thank you so much for reaching out a couple months ago. I know when you did reach out, you inquired about certain sales. We didn't have a sale going on then, but we do have a sale now. I wanted you to know, although you are enrolled in our email mailing list, and I appreciate that. I wanted to personally reach out, see if you had any questions, and also provide you with discount codes so that you can go ahead and make that purchase if you're still interested with a discounted rate. And again, if you need any assistance, I'm here to help. And then you also do want to include some open-ended questions. Tell me what you were looking for back in, I'm just making up a month here or throwing out a month, in July when you reached out. Or tell me a little bit about the textures that you enjoy wearing through the summer, or something to kind of keep that conversation open and flowing. But that's another way to make sure that you're capitalizing on every interaction. You do want to make sure that you're following up on abandoned cart emails. And another thing that you can do is when you're posting on social media, you can leave it open as far as your post. Leaving the post open and encouraging people to comment under your post or send you an email or reply via DM is another way to kind of keep that conversation going. But we talked about social media a little bit already. So we have social media, we have following back up on different emails, abandoned carts, and then we also have looking through your text messages and outbound calling. So if you do have a business line, this is something that I have done before. I don't do it too often now, not because I don't think it's a great thing to do, but because honestly, I don't have the time. And although I do talk about structuring your time to incorporate everything that you need to incorporate, I have a different flow for my business at this point that works pretty well and that allows me to be able to work on multiple things at once. So when I do expand my business, when I do actually hire an assistant, then I am considering adding this back into my business. I'm confident that it will provide more value. But what I was going to say is outbound calling. So calling people that have already and it's not like cold calling where you're just calling people randomly that you don't know. These are people that have already called your business line. Maybe you've missed their phone call. Maybe you have talked to them. Maybe they've left a message and you've corresponded via email. Whatever the case may be, going through some of those calls or those numbers and calling people back, thanking them for calling, letting them know that you're reaching out, that you're wanting to follow up on the conversation that you had a month ago or follow up on the conversation that you recently had. If you're following up on a conversation with a person that is now your customer or client, they actually made a purchase, asking them how they enjoy your product, asking them how they enjoyed the transaction experience, your customer service, if they have any feedback, and then also letting them know what you are offering now, what you can offer them. If you want to offer an exclusive discount code or a free length upgrade, which is something that I used to offer very frequently. So if they're ordering 16, 18, 20, I would be open to upgrading the lengths to 18, 20, 22 or something like that. So just kind of being creative, letting them know, and you don't even have to offer a length upgrade or a discount per se, but just letting them know that you are thinking about them, that you are here if they need any questions. And the fact that they have someone on the line that's a live person that took the time to call them back, or even if you want to reply back via text message, if they've sent a text and you're replying back following up, that always helps to build that relationship and also that trust. And that is what's needed in any business when we're referring to or communicating about sales. That trust and that relationship is what's missing, like I said, in a lot of interactions. So following up and kind of just scrubbing the accounts, or not accounts, but the email addresses and the phone numbers that you already have, and being a point of contact can help to drive more work for your business. So it can help you feel a little bit more fulfilled in the things that you need to get done with your business, or feel a little bit more fulfilled and confident when asking yourself the question, have I done enough for my hair business? That is something that can help you feel like you're doing more. And not just feel like you're doing more, but you're actually doing more. And it can also help to drive sales. And even if it doesn't drive as many sales as you're hoping initially, it can help build that relationship, which can in return spark the interest in people's minds. So whether it's a customer, a client, or someone that's just interested in your products or services, or were interested in your products and services, it can spark the thought of, hey, this company is still around. Hey, I forgot all about this company. This company is an option. Hey, this company has good customer service. Hey, this company has a point of contact. If I need to reach out, I can. And then also providing your personal, like not personal, but your business email address where they can contact you immediately, or your Instagram where they can go ahead and DM you if they have a question, but pretty much letting that person feel like they are very important, because honestly, they are really important to the growth and success of your business. So that's, that's something else that you can consider doing. Another thing that I have on this list is, are you organically marketing? So there's one thing to market via ads, Facebook ads, Google ads, Instagram ads. And there are some people that think I'm completely against paid ads, and I'm really not. I'm not against paid ads. I have used paid ads in the past. Paid ads definitely can bring more traffic to your website, and it definitely can help with your sales. Everyone has a different goal and everyone has a different strategy. So if you are positioning your paid ads correctly, I'm referring to, when I say correctly, if you're in the right region, the right area, if you're targeting the right states, cities, if you're putting the right information in your ads, if you're paying the right amount to keep your ads relevant and at the top of Google, there definitely can be some benefits. However, even if you're doing that, organic marketing is still important in addition to your paid ads, if you're doing paid ads. And when I say organic marketing, I mean constantly posting on your social media. I also mean not just constantly posting, but making sure that your posts are directing traffic back to your website. I think sometimes we lose focus on why we're posting. We're not just posting to have our Instagram look colorful. At least I'm not. I'm not just posting to get a whole bunch of likes and no sales. I'm posting so that, like I said, I can get as many people as I can interested in what I'm referring to or posting about, and ultimately interested enough to click one of the links in my bio and be able to go to my website if that's what I'm promoting, or go to my podcast if that's what I'm promoting, or go to my Patreon account if that's what I'm promoting. So I want there to be clicks. I don't want it to just be, wow, I saw a post on Instagram and that's it. I want there to be some conversion to that. So are you organically marketing? Are you, number one, marketing to your target audience? And before I even say that's number one should be, do you know who your target audience is? There are a lot of companies that don't know who their target audience is, and I have videos on this channel about how to market to your target audience, how to find your target audience. So I'll try to find some of those videos and link them down below. But I do have a lot of those videos in my business and hair business playlist. So take a listen to some of those videos, or a look at some of those videos in your spare time or after this video, because like I said, I do go into depth on different videos about your target audience. But are you organically marketing? Organic marketing, in my opinion, there's more that goes into it besides just choosing a campaign, a dollar amount, and just letting the ads work for you. There is footwork behind organic marketing. That's why a lot of companies steer away from it, but there is great value in organic marketing because it puts you at the forefront and it allows you to be more interactive with people that are interested in what you're offering. So aside from posting on social media, are you spreading the word when you go into grocery stores? Are you taking advantage of having business cards on you to give out to other people? Are you making sure that you are constantly readily available? And if you're not constantly and readily available for your business, do you have the proper expectations so that when people do contact you back, you're up and ready to start that conversation and talk about the advantages that your business offers? So there's a lot of different ways that you can organically market and promote your business, but it's something that has to be done consistently. It's like a lifestyle where you're constantly marketing without relying on paid ads, and knowing that you're doing the footwork behind your business and your brand. Another way that you can organically market to, and when we talk about organic marketing, there's a breakdown of different sections within marketing. So there's certain marketing strategies that you may have for bringing people to your website, and there's certain marketing strategies that you may have to converting those people into paying customers or clients. And a lot of times that's done for me through my chat, which is Shopify Ping. I've gone over that app multiple times, but that is something that I'm using as well. Yeah, that kind of helps bridge the gap and convert a lot of my visitors into paying customers and clients. Another thing, like I said, social media is really important and really big, in my opinion, in organic marketing, not just on Instagram, not just on Facebook, but also Instagram and Twitter has really helped my business as well. Not just that, but like I said, word of mouth, face to face marketing, taking advantage of different events, so pop up shops, different Zoom meetings, and also different webinars. Sometimes you may want to join a webinar not because you necessarily are looking to gain a lot of information about that certain topic, but because you are looking to be acquainted with other people that are in the same industry as you, or people that are looking to get in the same industry. And you never know, that can be a resource for you, or it could be a potential customer or client. Now, when I do different like meetings and things like that, I always go into it hoping to learn something new. However, if I feel like this is a topic that I know a lot about and I'm not learning as much, I still take great value from it, because like I said, there's an opportunity to meet more people and to expand my business through that webinar as well. So, are you organic marketing? There's lots of different ways to do that. Like I said, you have social media, you have, different conversion methods and marketing strategies as far as converting those sales when the people are actually on your website, converting them to customers and or clients, or interested potential customers and clients. And then you also have, there are some people that purchase different like lists of email addresses and phone numbers, and they call out on those lists to introduce their business to or introduce different people to their business. So that is cold calling. But there are companies that do cold call for business, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but it's kind of like a numbers game. So the more people you call on those lists, the better, the higher chance you have of actually securing a sale and getting somebody that's interested. So that's something else that really isn't talked about as frequently in the hair industry, but that is something that is an option as far as cold calling. And we'll do some more videos on how to cold call and things like that. I do have experience with cold calling in some of my previous jobs and roles. And so it's definitely different. There's a skill behind it that goes into cold calling, and being able to communicate with whoever's on the other line and keeping their interest and also their respect to the point that they don't hang up on you, or that they don't get upset and curse you out. There's a skill behind it. So I'm going to be doing some other videos on that too. The next tip that I have is creating a process for abandoned carts. We've talked about this in a lot of videos. One thing that a lot of companies do not do, that they overlook, is their abandoned carts. There are lots of people that may go to your website and not purchase, may go to your website and put something in their cart and decide to leave. And we want to figure out where that disconnect is. Why are people going to my website? Why are they leaving, putting in all their information and deciding not to purchase? For some people, it may be because they don't have the funds on their card. But if you are using Shopify, it lets you know if there's been, I believe it lets you know if there's been like an attempt to process or pay for the order and it wasn't approved or wasn't accepted. So it's a lot of information that's provided when people come to your website and start shopping and don't complete the purchase. So if you do want to use Shopify for detailed analytics, I have a link down below this video. Choose the plan that works best for you. There may be a free trial, but you have to click that link to see. But back to what I was saying, there's information there. Now, if someone comes to your website and just gets right off, a lot of times you don't have enough information. At least I don't, unless they started like a chat with me and I got their email address that way. But if they didn't start a chat, if they just went to my website and left, I don't have any clue as to why they left. Maybe they went to my website by accident. Maybe, they needed assistance. I don't know, because I don't have anything to follow up with them. I don't have any of their information to follow up. I don't have their email address or their phone number all the time. But if they do start an abandoned cart email and it's enough information to actually land in my abandoned carts, that's where I have information to reach out and to let them know about some of the options that I do have available, and to provide that point of contact more than anything, so that if they do have any questions, they know who to reach out to and they can be helped, assisted. So create a process for your abandoned cart emails. Do you want to follow up every other day? Do you want to follow up 24 to 48 hours after the abandoned carts have landed on your website? Do you want to follow up within an hour? Do you want to have an automatic message already created to go out to them, or do you want to send something that's more personalized? What I'll do is I have my automatic message go out immediately, and then I also follow up and send a personalized message as well, going over different buy now, pay later options that I offer and providing that specific point of contact so that if they have any additional questions, they can get back to the company and get those questions addressed. And that has really, really helped. So if you are wondering, have I done enough for my business? Also ask yourself, have I created a process for my abandoned carts? Because a lot of times that is what we like to call low-hanging fruit. In sales, we use that term very frequently. And, creating a business, whether you consider yourself to be in sales or not, it is a form of selling. And so there are a lot of opportunities that are right there that we're just looking right over. So if you're not taking advantage of emailing abandoned cart emails or calling back abandoned cart emails, then that is an area that can really help drive more sales and more attention and security, trust, and relationships for your business. And the last point that I have on this list is, are you only describing the features of your business when you're reaching out to different people or when people are reaching out to you? Or are you actually describing the benefits? So we've talked in some other videos about the features versus the benefits. The features are pretty much what your services can do, what your products can do, how good your products and services are, and things like that. But the benefits, you actually have to start a conversation and get a little bit more information about who you're working with to discover what the benefit is going to be for them, because everyone doesn't have the same benefit. The benefit for some people are going to be the longevity of the hair extensions. The benefit for some other people may be the lengths that you offer. The benefits for some other people may be the shipping time frame. So everyone has a different benefit. And so that's why it's really important to start those relationships, those conversations, that will lead to relationships and also trust, so that you can be the person that can actually solve the issue, solve their want. And so, or solve their need rather. I really don't like to say issue, but solve their needs or solve their wants. But there's a lot of things that we can do daily to keep our business moving forward that a lot of us look over. What I like to do a lot of times in my spare time is just look at different processes and challenge myself to try new things. Once I have a regimen that works, I do like to stick to the regimen, but I don't like to get so routine with my regimen that I overlook any opportunities for growth, any opportunities to try something new and to benefit and move my business forward. So again, to answer the question, are you doing enough for your hair business? It all starts within. If you're feeling like you can do more, then do more. A lot of times when people say that they're looking to do more for their business, I don't want to say always, but very frequently, it goes back to their website. Well, maybe I can update the color. Maybe I can go ahead and update the logo. Maybe I can do this and maybe I can do that. And I'm not saying that doesn't need to be done. However, I am saying that there's way more that goes into running a business and being able to sustain your lifestyle off of the business versus the color scheme of your website, also the logo, and how frequently you're posting and how many likes you're getting. It's so much more intricate and detailed when you get behind the scenes and we're really looking at growing your business, being able to meet your revenue goals, being able to build up a book of business for your business, being able to convert different people that are strolling across your website or people that had no idea that your business even existed, and converting them into interested potential customers and clients, and then eventually customers and or clients. So there's a rhythm behind and a strategy behind doing that. And every business is different. Every business is at a different position, different level. So not everyone is going to have the exact same strategy. However, I can say again, if you're feeling like there's more you can do, then a lot of times there definitely is. So I really hope that this video helped. If you have any additional questions, feel free to leave them down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.